Hi, this is Joel Martin, Executive Research Leader at HFS. Today's Unfiltered conversation is on quantum computing and the dangers of forgetting about quantum computing as we get so enamored with AI. I'm joined today by two esteemed colleagues who focus their daily lives on quantum computing. The first is Dr. Barry Sanders from the University of Calgary, who's the Scientific Director of Quantum City out in Calgary, Alberta, here in Canada with me, as well as Rohit Patel, AVP and Lead Data Science for Quantum Computing at Mphasis. Guys, thanks for joining me, and I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Thanks, Joel.
Thank you.
So, tell me a little bit about your everyday activities. What got you into quantum computing, and maybe a quick introduction about yourself, Dr. Sanders and Rohit. Maybe a quick introduction about yourself at Mphasis and your role, and then we'll dive into the subject at hand.
Okay, yeah, I'm Barry Sanders. I'm a professor in physics at the University of Calgary. I've been doing quantum stuff since the 1980s, so about 40 years. And I started doing quantum computing before quantum computing was a thing. So I date way back. I might not be the best at anything, but I'm certainly one of the old ones in the field. I got into quantum. I remember once I was in high school visiting a university library. I picked up a chemistry book and in the university library, and it said, if you can understand Schrodinger's equation, which describes quantum mechanics, then you can understand all materials and most of nature. And so I figured, okay, I need to understand that. I couldn't figure it out while I was there that afternoon. And then I've spent my life pursuing that dream, trying to figure out the universe. Not there yet, but that's what drove me into the field. And now as a professor at University of Calgary, as you mentioned, scientific director of Quantum City, I'm also a mentor to various quantum computing startups, and I'm involved internationally in various organizations, especially towards open quantum.
Thanks, Professor Barry. So, on my end, I'm part of Mphasis, actually part of the R&D team of Mphasis called Next Labs, where the goal is to take disruptive technologies to market. We started with AI around 10 years back, and for last 5 years, we are doing quantum computing. So, I'm leading the quantum computing initiative for Mphasis. My role, I would say, is more of a translator. I work with uh, academia, for example, with Professor Barry and others, as well as industry and my development team to try to basically take quantum computing to the market. So, how do I make my developer understand what is the role of quantum physics in all this? Or how do I make my customers understand that why quantum computing is important for them? So, with that in mind, I am leading this initiative. The goal has been set by the organization to take these disruptive technologies to market.
So great. Well, see, I'm the novice here. I follow this because I am genuinely interested in this. And last year, I was starting to write up a bunch of articles about quantum computing and trying to explain it in context where a non-quantum expert could understand it. Things like tunneling and superposition and entropy in ways that business leaders would understand. Hey, this is something important. But AI has continued to basically rain on that campaign. So I guess my question to you guys, I mean, you've invested in your case, Professor Sanders, your career into this. Rohit, you've been following this from a data science, automation, analytics. Why is it crucial for companies not to forget about quantum as all this noise of AI is just pulling their attention away from it?
So indeed, we're seeing that the oxygen is being taken up by AI relative to quantum, but this is related to a perception that AI and quantum are alternatives to each other, and they're not. AI serves one purpose, quantum serves another. So it's not an either or. Now, first, I just want to mention that quantum is broader than computing. So we have areas we refer to quantum sensing, quantum communication, and quantum computing. And I'll focus on quantum computing because that's where this conversation is going. The way to think about quantum computing is an accelerator. I always like to think back in the old days, I don't know if people know this, but there used to be a turbo button on a computer like a 286. So if you ran your computer, but if you wanted to speed up something temporarily and overheat your computer, if you're not careful, you push the turbo button and everything works faster. And so to me, quantum computing is like that turbo button. Quantum computing is there for certain problems to accelerate the performance. And with respect to AI, we're already seeing a plateauing of what AI can do. There are definitely computational bottlenecks. And so one of the issues in quantum computing is two of the issues. A is, what are these computational bottlenecks, and can quantum computing circumvent those? And B, can quantum computing offer different paradigms, different models to be able to do better? So we should look at quantum computing as an enabler of AI, an enabler of other things, and not do an either or thinking.
Okay. Rohit, your thoughts?
I think Professor Barry covered most of it, but the idea that even where AI, if you look at artificial neural network based AI, where it has an overlap, where it is trying to say solve problems which should fall under the domain of quantum computing, say simulation of nature or optimization, uh, some scale has been achieved over the traditional tools, but still the financial and environmental cost is very high. And that efficiency that quantum computing possibly will bring in is the main area that we should focus on rather than doing the either or thing Professor Barry was talking about.
No, that's great points, and I completely agree with you. So much confusion about, people try, as soon as the word computing comes up, they think of laptops, desktops like we use. They don't have a perception of what it takes to run a quantum computer. But before we get to that, uh, Professor Sanders, one thing that really I didn't even know. Calgary is considered the quantum city. It's one of the few quantum cities in the world. You hear a lot about smart cities. What do we mean by quantum city? What is the initiative, and what's the goal?
So Quantum City is a unit in the Vice President Research Office at the University of Calgary, and it's outward facing. It's not about making the university better. It's about outward facing to create a quantum innovation ecosystem in Calgary and the region with partners. Mphasis is an anchor partner, and important for being able to channel these kinds of R&D results into industry, into making things useful. The government of Alberta is also a partner. So it's a unit within the University of Calgary, but the way we think about it is University of Calgary, Mphasis, government of Alberta are partners, and we're building a quantum innovation ecosystem, and that term is not totally well defined. So as we build a quantum innovation ecosystem, we're also trying to figure out what that means. So it's an interesting journey.
Does that mean that the University of Calgary is supplying quantum computing power to the city, the province, to your partners to experiment and innovate with? So
Well,
everybody's studying?
so one of the tasks for Quantum City is to make it easy for people in the region to be able to access quantum computers, but that's not the purpose. The way to think about it is the innovation ecosystem is a set of actors. Think of a graph of nodes and edges between them. And so I think we're there to make this graph work. We're not there to play the role of any node. We're not the provider. We're not the talent creator. Our job is to make sure all the pieces are in place and they work together. We have resources to do it. The next thing is also, we're not there to create the tech. We're not there to be the users. We're the funnel. So the world is creating quantum technology. The world needs quantum technology, but mapping the solution to the problem is not straightforward. And this is where we fit. We want to be the world leader in funneling solutions to problems.
And Rohit, that brings up an easy question for you. Professor Sanders talked about how you're a foundational partner of this. So how did Mphasis get involved, and what is your role in helping to connect those nodes, as Professor Sanders just articulated?
Yeah. So Emphasis opened its delivery center in Calgary in 2022. And before we were planning to open the center, we had discussions with the University of Calgary leadership to identify what kind of collaboration opportunities are present. At that point in time, Quantum City was a vision, and Emphasis got involved as the anchor business partner. Now, at this point in time, we are operationalizing the vision of commercialization of quantum technology. That's what Professor Barry called that how we convert quantum technology to solutions. Now, we are collaborating on three fundamental aspects. The first one is your lead generation, lead translation, and market outreach. So, look at both supply and demand side of things from quantum computing perspective. So we do a lot of say joint awareness assessment and consulting workshops for the potential customers. Second is once the lead translates, once we have a project in place, we do joint execution of proof of concepts, projects, or even quantum challenges that we run. So the goal is to basically do a R&D driven solution design and design development and implementation. One of the examples is we are running a quantum challenge right now with Copa Airlines, Panama's flagship airline, where we want to apply quantum optimization to solve an industry problem. Now, teams from University of Calgary, and in fact, some teams from India, Mphasis has a quantum computing lab at IIT Madras, one of the premier technical institutions in India, and teams are participating from there to solve this problem. The goal is we solve this problem, show the results to the customer, and possibly we will translate that into a project. The third one is the goal is to basically commercialize this technology, and that requires building emphasis as an organization focused on quantum as well. So Rohit knows quantum, the Next Labs team knows quantum, but what about the rest of the emphasis, the sales lead, the delivery leads? So we do a lot of awareness sessions with them. With University of Calgary, Professor Barry will join one of the sessions with me to say give talk about quantum and what it means for the industry.
You brought up a lot of great points there. I want to kind of go to outcomes. Uh, I'd love to hear from both of you. What outcomes have you seen so far?
So the thing is that quantum computing is potentially disruptive and revolutionary, but at this time, quantum computers are not terribly good. So, as Rohit mentioned with emphasis, the idea is get everybody ready, right? Sales team, domain experts, etc. So the way I think about it with Quantum City is we're ready to pounce. That's really the outcome. Um, and then ready to pounce means as soon as quantum computing and other areas of quantum technology are ready at scale to make a difference, we're ready to pounce and be first to be able to make use of it, first to market, first to everything. This is what we would like to have as the outcome. Also, at the same time, while quantum computing matures, we also want to be ready with what's called quantum inspired or quantum adjacent computing. And this means that as we consider where quantum computers would be useful and we test things out, we get some good ideas. And part of the obstacle in progress in areas in computing is just limited imagination. We humans don't know everything. And so by thinking outside the box, working on quantum computing, we get good ideas along the way.
So Professor Barry talked about quantum inspired, quantum adjacent computing, right? So given the technical maturity today and looking at customer awareness from a practical standpoint, we have been mostly focusing on getting our customers quantum ready. So we have built an adoption model which focuses on this. And I talked about this earlier, running the awareness assessment and consulting workshops. And finally, also providing quantum solution development services. Now, the goal becomes that we establish a center of excellence, identify, rank, and prioritize use cases, and help our customers subscribe to right quantum compute as a service providers. Second thing that we do generally is we don't stop here. If we stop here, we are just doing some workshops and provide learning. We also help them run their first practical quantum computing project. So we shortlist that use case and then field a team which can solve that use case. So the example that I talked to you earlier about, Joel, is one of the use cases that we did for one of the largest healthcare companies in North America. They wanted to start their quantum computing journey, and Emphasis proposed this four-phase model. We gave them initial sessions both at strategy level, tactical level, technical level. Then we ran assessment workshops where we identified use cases in the retail business domain, healthcare business domain. Uh, these use cases were like logistics optimization or precision medicine. But at the end of the day, you need to have the data and the right people available on the customer side.
No, I think those are great examples. There are complex things that high performance computers and AI just can't do. It's an architectural thing that quantum solves, and that they need to think about how they partner, not how they own a quantum strategy, but how they partner to develop them. But I'll let you guys close. And Rohit, I'd like you to start, and then Professor Sanders, I'd like you just to say the final thing and just let folks know where they can learn more about Quantum City as your final piece. So, Rohit, any last thoughts?
So last thoughts only on the side of learning, let's say. So I generally feel that it is important to marry both technology and domain. So unless you understand the domain well, the type of use cases you are encountering in quantum, you'll not be able to solve by just knowing quantum technology.
You mentioned that companies don't expect to own a quantum computer. I think we're moving to a world of cloud computing. And so um, even if a company imagines it's not going to buy a quantum computer, it doesn't mean that the quantum computing as a service model won't fit. So I think it'll be cloud based. And then I'll just close by saying thank you very much for letting us speak and talk about a subject that we're both passionate about and believe in.
Thank you, guys. Keep up the great work, and I hope to talk to you guys more in the near future.
Sure.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Have a
Bye.
great day.